Lo de Pedri en este europeo no se lo he visto a ningún jugador de 18 años en ninguna competición, ya sea mundial, europeo, olimpiadas o lo que quieras llamarle. O sea, cómo ha rendido, cómo interpreta el juego, cómo ocupa los espacios, la calidad que tiene, la personalidad para jugar ese tipo de partidos, yo no he visto una cosa igual nunca. Es algo fuera de toda lógica.
These words from Luis Enrique perfectly define this Spanish jewel. During the last European Championship, Barcelona's diamond seduced the football world after showing us an incredible performance with the Spanish national team, earning the trust of his coach so he could play his first international tour, overshadowing world-class players such as Thiago Alcántara and Marcos Llorente. Pedri amazed everyone in the competition thanks to his recklessness, the great class to control the ball, his vision, and above all the guts with which he played every game. At only 18 years of age, this boy had already become a prospect to become a legend of Barca and also of this sport in general. The Barca DNA we all know, 4-3-3 system, possession of the ball and mobility on the ground, also known as tiki-taka, is all part of the playing philosophy developed by Johan Cruyff. This game style has been present in several generations of culés, and it's anchored between the Masia itself. Guardiola, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. This is just a small list of players trained in Barcelona. But contrary to what you may think, Pedri is not a pure product of the Masia, since his story will begin far away from Catalunya, in a remote place of Tenerife. It will be here that a little boy would be seduced by everything that at that time represented the shield of Barca. Pedro González was born on November 25, 2002 in Bajamar, Spain, having, according to his own words, a simple and very happy childhood, growing up in the bosom of a family passionate about Football Club Barcelona. Logically, it would be only a matter of time before that child would become a fervent supporter of the Catalan team, since together with his brother Fernando, both would grow up watching all the exploits and conquests of Guardiola's Barça, which had names like Puyol, Messi, Eto'o, David Villa, and the magicians Xavi and Iniesta. Since the departure of the latter in 2018, Barca struggled to find a worthy successor, passing players like Coutinho, André Gómez, and Denis Suarez, who would only be preparing the field for that child arriving from the Canary Islands. During the summer of 2020, the rebuilding of Barcelona will begin, after the historic beating Messi and company suffered against the mighty Bayern Munich. At this point, the club wanted to bet on its youth to start a new Barca from the ground up. Rakitic, Rafinha and Vidal would leave, leaving more space for the new talents fresh out of the Masia. After 2 successful seasons at Las Palmas, Pedri was crowned with 4 goals and 7 assists. However, what this 18-year-old didn't know was that he would soon be playing side by side with his childhood idol. Shocks, changes of pace, finding space, and even defending. Pedri already knew how to do everything in his position at the highest level. But undoubtedly, the match that will consecrate him as a world prospect will be against the Juventus in the Champions League. That night, the Wonder Boy would walk around the Turin turf as if it was his own backyard, attaining 95% approval rating in his overall performance, recovering 7 balls, 4 out of 5 successful shots, giving a masterful display of the skills of a young man who wanted to eat the world. His next step would be the Euro 2020, after a great season with Barcelona where they were crowned with the Copa del Rey. Now, this kid was arriving without any pressure to the senior national team, La Roja. Even with a lot of doubts from the fans due to his lack of experience, none of this would be enough to stop this kid who was starting his way to become a star. Chosen as the best young player of the tournament, Pedri will raise the Roja shield high enough, leading them to the European Championship semi-final, where they would lose on penalties against the champions of that edition, the mighty Italy. All of Spain, including Luis Enrique, felt proud of this tireless prodigy from the Canary Islands. Few weeks later, the Tokyo Olympics kicked off, causing a host of micro-injuries for Pedri, who was forced to start the season with almost no hamstring. Even with all this, 3 months later he will lift the cup and the Golden Boy. Right now, although weakened by injuries, Pedri is in charge of leading a new generation of culés, who dream of proving that Barcelona's DNA is still alive and putting the name of Catalunya high on once again. This was the story of Pedro González López, Pedri.